Hi, welcome to my class, and today I would like to discuss about the last step, that is the complete solution of the cattle Primo Indian diabetes data sets, how to achieve 92% accuracy. So I would request you to watch part 1 and part 2 prior to part 3. So let us come to the code directly. So today I would like to discuss about this XGBoost, that is the extreme gradient boosting classifier. What I'm doing basically, that is I already discussed about the FEMA Indian data set. So you can recall, see this is the data set, and what you need to do, you need to predict. It is basically a binary classification problem. You need to say whether the victim is a diabetic patient or not. So I use, as usual, I told you earlier, that is use the scatter plot and use the rule-based system, to separate each locations and then apply the decision tree or any, say bagging with decision tree or any example like the boostings. Now, when you are entering this boosting, the first one, that is the gradient boosting method, you will get this extreme gradient boosting. Now, extreme gradient boosting, what exactly is happening in the gradient boosting? The gradient boosting, we are developing field, it is true, but and we are building. Sorry, I should say this: we are building the tree, and we are building the tree in sequence. Now, when we are building the tree in sequence, what we are looking for, that is, we need to reduce the residual or the shaded. So we are building tree not on the data. Instead of the data, we are using the residuals. What is this residuals? When you are going to predict the first prediction is nothing but the average. So once you are predicting, say, the average, then in the next step, when you are predicting, so what exactly the difference between the predicted value and this actual value? It is the basically the residual. Now with this residual, what you are doing, we are developing the tree, and the next stage again we are developing the tree, and this way we are reducing this residuals. So when you are considering this exhibit classifier, so what you need to do, the first step is you need to split the data set. So you will get X train X test, Y train Y test, and then what you need to do, you need to import xgboost as xgb, then xgb.xgb classifier, you are instantiating it. Now you need to pass the parameters. So always keep in mind that is, in the exhibos, the extreme gradient boosting, when you are passing the parameters, these maximum parameters, are related with, the how to trade up the bias and the variance. Now, the bias and the variance, I hope all of you know. So let us come to this point directly. Now, the first thing is important is this learning rate. We need this learning rate. This in the first case you are getting this value when you are building the tree. Then in the next case, how you are means getting the value from the tree. That is the first value. That is whatever the value you are getting from the first predictions. That is nothing but this average value. If you consider the regression part, then this plus multiplied by this learning rate, that is a 0.01, multiplied by the value you are getting the decision tree. So this way this exhibit classifier works basically. Now in this exhibit classifiers, if you check the mathematical formula, it is considering the cost function, and at the same time it is adding, is basically adding a term. This term is nothing but the ridge regressions to control this overfitting. So number of estimators, there's n estimators is basically this another parameter. This n estimators is nothing but the number of trees you are going to develop. Max depth, all of you know very well that is, it is just like the decision tree. This is the max depth. It controls this overfitting. The mean child weight, then gamma is 0.5 subsample, and call samples by p. The subsample is zero point 0.8 and the call samples by p 0.8. It is basically, it's to control, or is to develop a robust tree to withstand the noise, if any, in the data set. And the objective, what is this objective? Because you are using this binary data set, so that's why you are considering this basic binary data set. What I want means it is a binary classification basically. So don't get confused. That is binary classification is nothing but the 0 and 1. So what I'm doing, you split the data set, then instantiate execute classifier with the parameters. Once you been instantiating this classifier, then what you have to do is the object you are getting this object dot feed x train comma y train, so you will get this output in a single line. What you can do, that is I am instantiating this classifier, at the same time I am feeding the value of x train and y train. So finally what I am doing, that is I am printing this classifications report and I am getting this 90% accuracy. Okay, now the next method I use here, this is a very new method. It is known as the NGBoost classifier. It is NGBoost is basically developed by the Stanford University. It is a very means it is a, I should say a new joinee in our machine learning algorithm family. So what I'm doing, that is from NGBoost import NGBoost classifier. Then from NGBoost dot DSTNs import Bernoullis. Bernoullis and binomial theorem, all of you know very well. So what I'm doing next is NGBoost classifier. Basically, you are instantiating it with the Bernoullis distribution, and you are feeding the value of x train and y train. Then you are printing the classifications report, and it will show that is the accuracy you are getting. It is slightly lesser than the accuracy achieved by XGBoost. So that's why within quote I should say this extreme gradient boosting is still ruling the market. So the next is the Light GBM classifier. The Light GBM classifier, it's the product of the Microsoft, and it is 7 times faster than extreme gradient boosting. Okay. Now light GBM classifier, what I am doing, that is in this light GBM. So you import light GBM as LGBM. So from its sci-fi, you import these random integers as SPRAM integers. From sci-fi stats, import uniform and SP uniform. From sklearn dot module selections, import random search CV. So what is this random search CV? Now when we are when we are trying to find out these hyperparameters means certain parameters in this algorithm, you need to find out with the trial and error methods. You cannot exactly predict this should be the value. So that's why breed search and random search CV, there are CV for the cross validation. There are two methods. Random search CV is much faster than the breed search. Why I'm using this random search CV? This thing is, if you check, there is the live GBM is a very fast approach, so that's why it will be better if you use this live G means random search CV. So it will be justified to use the random search CV instead of this grid search CV. So what I'm doing next, I'm say the feed parameters. I'm putting the parameter early stopping methods is 100, evaluation matrix AUC area under curve, that is evaluation set x comma y, evaluation name verb was 0, categorical features is auto. Now parameter setting, that is the learning rate. What I'm doing, I'm giving different values. Number of estimators corresponding, I'm giving different values. Number of leaps, I'm giving different values. Mean child samples, I'm giving different values. Mean child weights, I'm giving different values. Subsample, I'm giving the values. Max depth, column sample by tree, then regulations alpha and regulations lambda. There is just two values. I am giving the different set of values. Now these values is basically the list. Now what I will do, now through the different combinations, so it will create the different combinations, and from the different combinations it will find the best combinations or the best parameters for your the model as per your this input data set. So live GBM classifier is equal to the live GBM dot live GBM classifier. You are instantiating and you are passing this random state. Random state means value I am considering is 42. Let us consider silent equal to 2, metric is equal to none, and number of jobs is equal to 4. Then I am doing the grid search. In this grid search, what is basically, you are instantiating this random search CV. You are what is your estimator? What algorithm you are using in the random search CV? This is the first argument. That is the live GBM CLF. There is live GBM CLF just now. This is the object of this live GBM algorithm. Now parameter distribution, that is this parameter taste. Number of iterations, so the number of iterations you mentioned. Scoring is nothing but this accuracy. Cross validations is equal to 5. Repeat equal to true. Random state equal to random state, and the variables is equal to true. So grid search, dot fit, that's x comma y, you are passing the fit parameters. Optimum parameters, you are giving this deep search dot best parameters. Light gbm classifier is equal to light gbm classifier, you are passing the optimum parameters. You got my point? What I am doing, I am doing the random search cv, means you are searching randomly and you are finding out and the optimum parameters. And what you are doing next, you are populating this to optimum parameters and you are passing these values to live gbm classifier during the instantiation. So the first you are instantiating this light GBM classifiers without the optimum parameters, and next you are again instantiating this light GBM classifier with the optimum parameters, and you are predicting it. So through the iterations you will get this type of results, and finally what you are doing, there is light GBM classifiers dot feed, that is this extreme comma y-fin model. Then you are predicting the classification's accuracy, and you are achieving 91% accuracy. So what exactly is happening? Now if you check here, you know, that is light GBM is faster than XGBoost. It is getting little bit higher accuracy. XGBoost, is better than the NGBoost, and this NG Boost is getting this 89% accuracy. So if you are using the NG Boost, Light GBM, and XG Boost on the Puma Indian diabetes dataset, so you can expect to get 89 to 91% accuracy if you follow these steps. Now the next one is I'm using another very popular. It is known as this AdaBoost classifier. This AdaBoost classifier is basically your is an ensemble, because AdaBoost, boost means it's boosting. So in escalon.ensemble import AdaBoost classifier, instantiate AdaBoost classifiers, pass the number of estimators you are considering 50, base estimators you are using as random forest, learning rate you are considering this one, then you are fitting this X train and Y train, so you are getting this accuracy comes around this 86%. So accuracy is decreasing. Now the next thing is the weighted average. Weighted average, it's also an ensemble approach. What I am doing, I'm giving this priority to three different algorithms. I'm considering the priority is given to the light GDM is 50%, and 40% is given to NG Post, and 1% is given to XG Post. In that case, if get the cumulative post corresponding X days, so then if you go for this classification report, you can achieve the 91% accuracy. So the thing is, now the in during the uh, first part I mentioned, that is the Vincent Luger clearly mentioned, that is if you use this KNN and the light GBM alternative, that is 90.6 something accuracy. So I said no, I will follow your methods. I will modify your methods, but I will use the different approaches, and I will show you, yes, we can increase this accuracy. So now you can check, that is 91% accuracy you can get it from this XGBoost. 91% accuracy you can get it from 91% accuracy you can get from light GBM. 91% you can get from the weighted average methods. Okay, and I'm also showing you what is the priority I'm considering here. Yes, I'm giving 50% priority to light GBM, 40% priority to NG Ghost, and 0.1% means priority to XG Ghost. And in that case, also you can achieve 91% accuracy. Now let us come to this next part, that is called the stacking. Stacking, it's an ensemble approach. So in these three parts, I discuss 10 different algorithms, and at the same time I discuss about this means, ensemble approach, like this bagging, boosting, stacking, and at the same time this weighted average. Now, which weighted average you can consider as the simple approach, a simple ensemble approach. Now, what I'm doing, I'm using this vector stack, I should say the vec stack, import stacking. So if you keep this way, the vector stack, so it is very weird name, So automatically it will come to your mind, okay, so you want to do some kind of stacking. So vex stack, importing stacking, and from sklearn.neighbors, I am importing this key neighbors classifier. Okay, so in this stacking, I'm using this base learners, then I'm using this level 1 and this level 2. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a model using this AdaBoost, NGBoost, and this XGBoost, and fixing the parameters, and then I'm using this stacking, and I'm getting this accuracy 91%. So guys, it's you already crossed the hurdle using the stacking, using the weighted average method, then using the light GBM method. You are achieving 91%. But often it happens because I should say with my limited exposure to data science, it's often we are obsessed with the big names that if I get any data set, then in that case I must use this extreme variant boosting. So it's not like that. So in this case, you will get this idea that I used a simple approach that is called the bagging, and the bagging of of what, the decision tree. Now decision tree is means it's prone to overfitting, and when you are doing this means bagging, in that case you can reduce this variance, and in that case you are getting 92% accuracy. So let us reconsider, let us recall all this accuracy. So, sorry, the bagging decision tree, you are getting accuracy 92%. It's live GBM, you are getting 91%. Then weighted average methods, you are getting 91%. And stacking, you are getting 91%. And after that, you are getting extreme gradient boosting 90%. And what is this name? It's called the NG boost, you are getting 89%. So it's a tough competitions, between the different machine learning algorithms. So always keep in mind. So you have considered the data set, then you have applied the rule-based system, that's divide and conquer. When you are considering this divide and conquer, the rule-based system, it is always advised to you to use non-parametric method like the decision tree. Non-parametric methods, you can consider this gradient boosting method. That's why I discussed all these family of the gradient boosting, like this extreme gradient boosting, ng boost, adder boost, and the another one is the light gradient boosting. This is light GBA. Okay, so thanks for listening my class. So if you have any questions, you can share it, and please share your question, and please go through it, subscribe our channel, and share your feedback. Thank you very much.